Welcome to the NRI Health Show Ask Your Doctor. I'm your host Shivani Raj. For today's show, we have Dr. Satheesh Kathula. He is a president and founding member of Association of Indian Physicians from Ohio and president of Miami Valley Associations of Physicians of Indian origin. He is also a philanthropist who adopted a village for free comprehensive health screening and donated water plants defibrillators to the native village. Dr. Satheesh will also be running for the Vice President of AAPI 2022 and 2023. So, to give us more information about AAPI, let us welcome him right now to the show. Hello, Doctor. I hope you're doing well.
Hello, namaste. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, Doctor, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Satheesh Kathula. I'm an oncologist. I treat cancer patients. I've been doing that for the last 20 years. I live in Dayton, Ohio. I am from Telangana area, but I went to medical school in Andhra Pradesh, Siddhartha Medical College, Vijayawada. And after I finished my medical school, I came to the US in 1993. I did my residency in internal medicine. Following that, I did a fellowship in hematology and oncology. So I've been practicing for the last 20 years as a cancer specialist in Dayton, Ohio. And I also teach at Wright State University, and I'm a clinical professor. And our group is involved with training fellows, residents, and teaching medical students. And I did publish some articles in peer-reviewed journals and things like that. So I've been associated with AAPI for the last 13 years or so. One correction, I'm not the current president of MVAPI. I'm the past president. I did that about 12 years ago. So, and I have two children, two boys. One is in medical college. He's in third year at the University of Cincinnati, and my younger one will be starting medical college this year.
Yes.
So that is about me.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, Doctor, can you tell us what is AAPI and what exactly does that do?
Well, AAPI is American Association of Physicians of Indian origin. It was formed about 41 years ago in a basement in Detroit, Michigan. The reason why it was formed was members at that time, the leaders, wanted to bring all Indian doctors together because there was a lot of discrimination against Indian doctors, and they wanted to fight that discrimination, and they did successfully. And now AAPI has 13,000 lifetime members, and it represents anywhere from 80 to 100,000 members, including residents, fellows, practicing physicians, first and second generation. And it has done many more things in the recent past. First, it was formed to fight discrimination, as I said. Then later on, it became a social and cultural organization, and then educational organization. Now we are going into philanthropy. Also, my dream is to make it a politically active organization to actually solve some issues that physicians are facing. So that is where I want to spend my energy and involve more younger people and things like that. Yes. So that's what AAPI has been doing. And during COVID pandemic, AAPI raised about $5.5 million, which is more than 40 crores in Indian currency, rupees. And we sent about 200 ventilators, high flow oxygen devices. We sent personal protective equipment, and even oxygen plants. We donated some. And we want to do more and more. And I was part of the team which raised and distributed all this equipment when it was really needed in India, and that saved hundreds of lives in India. And AAPI also does a lot of charity activities. We do have charitable foundation clinics in India. They have close to a dozen in different cities across India. And AAPI has been doing a lot of other philanthropic work, which includes, adopting villages. I'm the chair of Adoptive Village Committee, under which we are planning to adopt 75 villages across 5 states in India, in which we do screening for non-communicable diseases, including diabetes, hypertension, hypercholesterolemia, and anemia, malnutrition, all this stuff, chronic kidney disease. So that we can prevent any catastrophic events with that. And it's a life-saving thing if we detect, undetected hypertension or blood pressure, we can treat them and prevent strokes and heart attacks and things like that. So this is a very noble task we undertook, and we have sponsors in each village. And I took my village and I sponsored it, and we did screening for about 150 people and provided them proper medications, and we referred them to appropriate physicians. So we are trying to do that, and our goal is to screen about 15,000 people by end of this June. The current president, Dr. Anupama Godemukula, took this project as her flagship project during her tenure, and we are doing all these screenings as we speak. Then we also are doing some activities in the US, which include blood donation camps. We are doing nurses appreciation, because during COVID pandemic and in general, nurses really sacrifice so much for their patients, and they work so hard and they make us look good. So we want to appreciate nurses in this country. And then we actually collected some money from local chapters. We matched some money from AAPI, and we did this nurses appreciation in more than 100 hospitals across the nation in the last few years. And every year we do anywhere from 50 to 100 hospitals. And we have been doing that for the last 3 to 4 years. And we also do what is called Share a Blanket program. In this, we give blankets to needy people during winter time. And the local chapters are so gracious to step in, and they are helping us out to carry this out in their chapters. Because AAPI has about 135 chapters, and all these chapters actually work in conjunction with AAPI to help people who are in need. So these are all some of the examples of what AAPI has done, and there's a great potential to do more and more.
Yes. So doctor, can you give your personal experience in your services to AAPI?
Yeah, I've been been an AAPI member for about 17 years, and AAPI conference was one of the first conferences I have attended when I came to the US back in 1993-94. So that's when I saw the potential of this organization, and at that time, President Bill Clinton was the guest, sitting president, and he came to the convention. And it was a really impressive convention. And I was very thrilled to see that, very excited, because I saw all Indian doctors at one place with the president of the US being there. It was remarkable. And that made an impression on me. And I knew what kind of potential this organization has. And I wanted to join this organization as soon as I finished my fellowship, which was back in 2003 through 2004 time. And since then, I've been an active member. And after that, I became the local president and then regional director and a board of trustees. I served as treasurer, secretary, and now I'm going for vice president. And also I chaired a lot of committees, including Information and Technology Committee. And now I'm the chair of Adoptive Village Committee. I did serve on Global Health Summit committees too, as a chair of Media and Relations in India. And we do this Global Summit every year. And I was the chair of these oncology related topics, because we do discuss oncology topics with Indian counterparts to come up with some solutions for Indian healthcare system, how they are treating and how we are treating. We just exchange the ideas and see how we can help each other. So for that, I've been helping for the last 10 years. And I've been actively involved in about 7 or 8 global health summits, which actually take place in India every year. And recently we had that in Hyderabad in the month of January, very recently, about 2.5 months ago. And we had Vice President Dr. Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, who came as chief guest. He could not come because of the COVID pandemic, but at least he gave his message by video, and we had a chance to go and meet him at his place. So yeah, we do do a lot of activities, and we are making some impact in the Indian healthcare system as well. Is there potential to do more? Absolutely. And that's what my goal is, to make an impact not only in the US but also in Indian healthcare system.
Yes. So, doctor, we want to really know, why do you want to run for the vice president of AAPI?
That's a good question. And there are so many things we can do through AAPI, as I mentioned before. As a vice president, the vice president becomes the chair of membership committee, and the membership committee chair is responsible to actually increase the membership, because any organization thrives on their membership. The number is the strength. So that's why we want to increase the number of members, because we only have 13,000 members out of 100,000 Indian doctors in this country. So how can we really do that? We have to provide benefits to all these members. And how do we attract them? By giving them some perks to join this organization. Everybody has a question: what is there in it for me to join? So we have to show them that we have some benefit to them when they join this organization. For example, if they're running a practice, we can give the practice related tips. We can conduct some seminars which can help them run their practice smoothly, more effectively. And also, if they want to buy some products for their clinics and offices, we can go as this organization members and get discounts and things like that. So if we can provide things like that, and malpractice issues, there are quite rampant in the US, unfortunately, and we want to help them navigate through these issues. So that's why we need members. When we show the members, when we show the number, people will come to us to give discounts, because it's a very elite group of people in this country. These are all very well educated, highly intelligent people. So when we are talking about, let's say, 15, 20,000, 30,000 members, so we will have some people coming to us to give discounts, which will benefit everybody. And not only that, we can do legislative things. For example, there are issues with reimbursements, because we see patients, but we don't get reimbursements in time. And Medicare is cutting down the reimbursements for many reasons. And we want to really increase those reimbursements and put the money in the physicians' pockets. There are physicians and patients who are the pillars of any healthcare system. But again, there are so many other people involved in the middle, such as insurance companies, hospitals, and other drug companies and things like that. So we want to represent patients. We want to represent ourselves. We want to have a say as physicians. So that's why we want to get involved in legislative issues. In scope of practice, for example, here we have what is called physician extenders, physician assistants, nurse practitioners, who also compete with doctors in this country. And we want to have our own stature in the healthcare system, and how to really protect ourselves. Those are the things that we need to talk to legislators to really do something about protecting us. And also, how to really tackle these malpractice issues, how to involve younger generation in AAPI activities. All these things actually motivate me to run for the vice president.
That indeed is very great. So, doctor, I just have a small doubt. How can one join AAPI, and what is the process, and how does that usually work?
Anybody has to be, they have to be a practicing licensed physician in the US to join AAPI. And it's very easy to join. Just they have to fill out a form. It's $100 per membership. I mean, it used to be $1,000 when I joined, and then they decreased that to $500, and now it's only $100 to become a member. So by becoming a member, you will be eligible to get discounts in conventions of AAPI, and you will get whatever benefits that have for AAPI members. It's very simple to do that. They're not going to lose anything, by the way. There's only to gain something in this organization. People can do as much as they want, as little as they want. They can just be a member and just get the benefits, whatever we provide. But we are not expecting them to do anything. So, for example, if they have a project, for example, if they're interested in doing some charity thing, or if they want to do some observership thing, or if they want to do a research project, or if they want to do something in India, they can actually come to us with a plan, with the members and all that. We provide members also, and we provide a lot of resources so that they can do their things more effectively. So imagine if they have an organization like AAPI, which represents about 100,000 doctors, there is definitely some power there to do good things. Yes.
Yes. So, Doctor, can we talk a little bit about leukemia and the Lymphoma Society? I feel like a lot of people don't really have much idea about leukemia. And what are some services that you have provided and some of your experiences with treating people?
Leukemia and lymphoma and myeloma, these are all called blood cancers. These are all blood-related cancers. And I'm an oncologist and hematologist, and I've treated several patients, hundreds of them. And leukemia and lymphoma are very curable cancers if they are detected early. For example, acute lymphoblastic leukemia, which happens more in children, it's about 90% curable because of the research, because of the treatments that we have. Same thing with CML. We used to treat patients only to live for a few years, but now we are thinking about curing them with pills, just tablets. So it is a remarkable progress, and that has been made possible only because of research. So what do we do for the research? We recruit patients. We need we need to develop new drugs and things like that. For that, we need funding. So where does the funding come from? Mostly the government gives, NIH, National Institute of Health here, and then there are some private organizations like Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And this Leukemia and Lymphoma Society has been formed many years ago, and they raise millions of dollars every year across US, and also they have some chapters in Canada. They want to do that in India also at some point. So, and this is a very good organization because out of $1 they collect, 80 cents will go into the expenses. 80% will go into the actual cause, and 20% goes into their overhead. So 80% of the money they collect, they actually fund the drugs, which are very helpful in curing cancers or in treating cancers, blood cancers I'm talking about. So about 50 to 60% of the FDA-approved drugs that are used in leukemia and lymphoma treatment were funded by Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And they do a lot of these things, the fundraisers. For example, Man and Woman of the Year, or Student of the Year, Light the Night. These things that they do every year to collect money in various chapters across the country. So they have done a great job, and it's a very good organization. And I raised funds in 2018, and I was named Man of the Year from this area. So it's been there for a long time, and I encourage people to get involved in this organization. You don't have to be a doctor to do that. Anybody can be part of this. Anybody can raise funds to actually find a cure for lymphoma and leukemia. There are already some cures, but we have to aim for curing everyone. So that's we are not there yet. So people still die from it. So we need to get more drugs. We need to develop more drugs to cure this disease.
Yes. So, Doctor, as a philanthropist yourself, you have done so many different services around the globe. Can you tell us, is there any service or maybe a specific incident that is very close to your heart?
We are doing this adaptive village thing is very close to my heart, as I said, because a lot of people are dying in India without knowing that they have diabetes, without knowing that they have hypertension or hypercholesterolemia. Or kidney disease, because these are all the things that can actually kill people. And if we detect them early, we can save a lot of lives. So that's why we took up this project to actually help people in rural India to detect these diseases early in the phase, in the course, so that we can prevent further damage and catastrophic events like strokes and heart attacks and deaths. So this is one of the projects that is close to my heart. Also, simple things such as pure drinking water. In the US, we all take it for granted, but in India, the pure drinking water is a privilege. So there are a lot of villages which don't have it. And we, as a team, raised about $70,000 for 10 water plants, pure drinking water plants. We are collaborating a nonprofit organization called CPW, or Community Pure Water Drinking Project. And we are working with them, and they're actually helping us on the ground to find where we need these plants, and they're also helping us with buying the plants and installing them. So I've been working closely with them for the last year or year and a half. So that's a good project too, which is close to my heart.
Yes. So, Doctor, finally, do you want to say something about the API and maybe, some life tips for people and viewers watching our show right now?
Yeah, I mean, AAPI is a great organization, and we have done many things through AAPI, and we can do several other things. There is potential to do these things, and we want to take this organization forward to make it a legislative focused, legislative driven organization to make physicians' lives a little better. Also, the patients too, along the way. And not only here, but also to some extent, our focus is in the US because we are here, we are practicing here. But motherland, always we have emotional connection, and they need some help, not monetarily, but at least policy making wise and other things that can make a bigger impact. So we want to do that. And I think I have the right personality. I can bring people together, and I can really, take this organization forward in future.
Yes. Any life tips for the viewers watching, maybe young doctors?
For young doctors, what I would like to say is, work hard, which is very important in life. Without working hard, nothing comes easy. And you have to really focus on the things that you want to do. And then have a big vision, big dream. Not only you help yourselves and your family, but also help others, and that always should be your in your life, because that's what enhances somebody's life. Everybody makes money, and when we go from here, we don't take that with us. So we have to do as much charity as possible. Some people do more, some people do less, but make it a part of your life. And treat others respectfully, and make this world a happy place.
Yes. Doctor, it was wonderful having you on our show. We had a great time and we've covered so many different topics. A very all the best to you, and thank you to the viewers for tuning in. You're watching Sakshi TV with me, Shivani Raj.